All right, I am back. Let's have a round of applause for Trish Carr. She's a powerhouse speaker. And, one of the things that shows up for me is Trish was the one who started me off in my speaking training. She came from the corporate world where she had lots of speaking training, and I was terrified of public speaking. If somebody had told me I'd now be a public speaker, motivation, get paid speaking gigs, sell from stage, I would say you're crazy. I don't know who you're really talking about. So wherever you're at right now, anything is possible. And for me, what happened was I knew that I wanted to reach more people and be more effective and make more money by reaching more people. So overcoming my fear of speaking was step number one. Step number two was to learn how to take my content teaching and create it and choreograph my presentation in such a way that it created the influence for whatever next action I wanted the audience to take. So I'm excited that you're all here tonight. We have lots and lots of people on the webinar, and we'll be sending out the recording to those who couldn't make it as well. Trish has covered a lot of the pieces on making money by selling from the stage and just taking you through the numbers of what's possible. Now, I know that the thought of selling from the stage is something that may not appeal to you. It might make your stomach turn. You don't want to do it. Or perhaps you're someone who comes from the world of academia or corporate where you've never even considered this concept, and the concept that you want to get into and learn more about is how to get those fee-paid speaking engagements. So I'm going to be covering that in this evening's conversation. I want to just kind of highlight one thing that Trish was touching upon. Think about when you are going to a networking event, and at that networking event you are meeting people, passing out your business cards. When you can shift to position yourself to be the speaker at one of those events, everybody in the room gets to know you, and you create, and with the right presentation, you create the opportunity for them to take that next step in business. With our clients, we have to guide them where we want them to go next. So speaking from the front of the room, creating an invitation for people to learn how to work with you more, how to take that first step with you, that's the very next way to go when you're doing networking and speaking from groups. Many people are on the line right now, and I know that you have some speaking skills. I had a client who had been doing presentations. She was a handwriting analyst. That was a tough word. So you don't have to be perfect to be a speaker and make a lot of money doing so. You just have to know your stuff and be very confident. So Jeannie is a handwriting analyst, and she was doing presentations. She worked for the FBI, and she worked for major corporations. She worked for the schools to go out and use handwriting analysis in order to create personality profiles of people so they could track down criminals, all kinds of stuff. And then she wanted to take this handwriting analysis and deliver this knowledge to the general public and show them how they could do behavior modification with handwriting. So she's doing all these presentations. She's getting invited to come and speak, but she's not getting people to say, yes, I want to hire you. And that's the key, going to do those speaking engagements and getting people to say yes to what you want. So Jeannie goes out, and she had been doing presentations. She hired me to coach her. And not only did we work on her presentation, for the very first time after delivering a 1-hour presentation, she got 5 clients that day. So being able to do that in a group of 20 people making $2,500, where before it was almost like an hour of wasted time, she took her presentation, changed up the formula for it, and then had 5 people say, please, how can I hire you? And isn't that what we all want with our speaking presentations? One of the things that you're doing for fee-paid speaking engagements is creating your presentation in such a way that the owner of the company or whoever's cutting you that check is going to be grateful and invite you back. That's what you want to have happen when you do a paid speaking engagement. So the principles that we're sharing with you here, and that we'll also share in the in-depth workshop, is about putting your presentation together in such a way that you influence the person who's making the decision or who's writing the check. So in a fee-paid speaking scenario, you want to influence the audience to have a great experience, get the knowledge they needed, so that the person hosting the event invites you to come back and speak again. And all of those are pieces of the formula. So we've talked a lot about how to set yourself up to go from these free speaking gigs to be able to make money. Now I want to take you into getting paid a set fee in order to speak. Some people ask me, how do I get started? How do I really get out there and get someone to pay me to come and speak at their event? The way that you want to start to do that is you want to have, obviously, your bio and a speaker's one sheet. A speaker's one sheet is one piece of paper or a PDF document or a page on your website that has your bio, a picture of you, hopefully a video of you doing presentations, as well as 3 to 5 topic titles that will give the people looking for speakers the opportunity to say, hey, that's the exact topic that I want for my company or for my event. Now, I want you to, for a moment, think outside the box a little bit on where you can go to get paid speaking engagements. So using me as an example, I speak on marketing, mindset, women's issues, women's success, and I'm the founder of Women's Prosperity Network. One of the speaking engagements that I had was for a roofing company. Now, I'm a woman speaking to a room full of contractors. That doesn't necessarily make sense, does it? But it made sense because I made connections with people who saw the value that I could bring in terms of customer service, leadership, and sales. So look outside your normal sphere a little bit as you're looking for fee-paid speaking engagements. Another suggestion that I have for you is to look for your local and national speakers association. So here's one of the things that I'm a member of the Florida Speakers Association, and the key about going to those types of associations where other speakers are is about, number one, you get some great knowledge there. Number two is about making connections with other speakers. When you build relationships with other speakers, they may get called to speak at an event, and then when you're their friend and they know what topic you speak on, if they're not available, they're going to refer you to it. Speakers will work with each other. Our schedules are so full, we can only handle a certain amount of speaking gigs. So my suggestion is look for a Speakers Association, look online, National Speakers Association, and they have lots and lots of chapters. So go ahead there and make some contacts. To get more fee-paid speaking engagements, you must be diligent in submitting proposals to event hosts and promoters. There are also lots of speaking agent companies, speaking agencies that you can get connected to, and you can go ahead and sign up for those. But here's the one thing that I would caution you. Before you stroke a big check to join their association, you want to speak to some of the other speakers that are listed there and find out if they really are getting speaking gigs from being a part of that association. So go ahead and look into some of these things and build out those fee-paid speaking engagements. I want to invite you all to also look at, I know you want to be able to show up and just get paid a big fat check for showing up, and those are nice. I've had lots of those. I want you to think outside the box a little bit in terms of creating products, digital products, CDs, books, and things of that nature that you can also offer to sell. Because sometimes you may want to go speak at an event, and they may or may not have any money in their budget to pay speakers. So for example, a lot of the events that we do at Women's Prosperity Network, we do not have a fee payment structure built into our business model, and we really haven't had to. We get some great speakers who come because they want to be part of and deliver value to this community and the people that show up. So when you are reaching out to people about getting a fee-paid speaking engagement and you ask them the question, well, what is your budget? They ask you, how much do you charge? And you come back with, what is your budget? That's always what you want to come back with, because you could answer that question by saying my fee is $2,000 and they have a $5,000 budget and you just lost $3,000. So find out what the budget is first, then answer the question. One of the other ways to make money, if you're on one of those phone calls and they say, well, we don't really have a budget. Well, the next place I would go is, can you purchase a copy of my book for each one of your attendees? Do I have the ability to sell or offer things at the event? My very first fee-paid speaking engagement was for a company that is in the network marketing industry. And I got this speaking engagement from someone who knew me, and she said, Nancy, can you come and speak at our event? And as you can see here by the check I'm showing, it wasn't a lot of money. The check that they could pay me, they didn't have a lot in their budget, was just $3,000. So I traveled to Jacksonville for this event. They covered my travel and my hotel, and they gave me a check for $300. Now, what I had the ability to do there was to sell my other products, programs, and services. So not only did I get that $300, I sold $2,500 in products, and there was a national director at that event who loved what I presented, and they booked me to speak at a conference in Texas, where I got paid $1,000 plus all my travel, plus all my lodging, plus I had the ability to sell at that next event too. So as you're looking for those fee-paid speaking engagements, I want you to think outside the box a little bit. Don't necessarily hang up the phone if somebody says, oh, I don't have your $5,000 fee. You want to get creative. You want to find other ways to be able to, build on the opportunity that's before you. And that's one of the reasons that I am such a big proponent of creating products, CDs, ebooks, MP3s, all of that. You must create products based upon your expertise. You have so much knowledge. Other people want to learn from you, and we have to make it easy for them. So one of the things that we teach is how you can go ahead and do this. I was on the Wow Wednesday call, or one of our coaching calls the other day, and a woman was sharing that she's listening to a 5 CD set that I created, and she's getting so much out of it. So listen to this. This is a 5 CD set that I created using freeconferencing.com in 2009. So since 2009, this product that I created one time continues to make me money over and over and over again. And as a speaker, having product and books gets your foot in the door with lots and lots of organizations, and they'll ask you to come and speak. It creates that long-term residual income because, again, you can only speak, so there are only so many days and opportunities for you to speak. By creating products based upon your expertise, it allows you to set up that residual long-term income. It's nice to wake up to see another order was fulfilled while I was sleeping. If I was to ask the question now, I would bet if I said, how many of you would love to wake up in the morning and see money just pouring into your bank account? Pretty much every hand would go up. So look at your fee-paid speaking engagements as the opportunity, yes, to get a nice check, and then also to find ways to build that relationship with the audience by offering them additional expertise and solutions that they're looking for. So this next one, this is that roofing company that I mentioned to you. So here I am, a woman. I was the only female on the speaking roster. I think there were 6 presenters that day. I spoke for an hour on customer service and getting along with people and leadership, and I taught on the One Philosophy. those are things I know about that cut across every industry. If you had told me that I'd be speaking for a roofing company, I would say, that's strange. I don't know anything about the roofing industry. Well, I don't need to know about the roofing industry. I know business strategies, I know sales and marketing, and that's what businesses are looking for. So yes, you want to have your niche market. I clearly have my niche market and working with women and building women leaders and teaching them what I can and everything I've learned to go out and build their own businesses. And then look outside the box a little bit. Where can you go ahead and share your expertise to another audience that'd be willing to pay you a check? And for this event, I got paid $3,500, plus I built relationships with people in the audience who have since purchased my books, come to our other events. So again, think outside that box. Here's another company that I did some speaking for at their regional conferences. This is ACN, and it's a wonderful network marketing telecommunication company. And I was contacted by them. They had regional conferences, and I spoke at 2 of their events on leadership, on networking, on follow-up. Again, these are things in my wheelhouse that cut across all industries. Here's something, the reason I pulled up these particular slides is when you're doing a presentation for, especially, I do this for every audience, but particularly if I'm getting a fee-paid speaking engagement, one of the best things that you can do that will guarantee you will be invited back to speak again and again is in your PowerPoint presentation, use information about the company. So for example, if I go back to the roofing company, they had put on this event for their customers as a give back and to say thank you to them, so they were giving them this education to grow their business. I went on the website of this company, ABC Supply, and I found their vision statement and their mission statement, and within my PowerPoint presentation, I had all of the things about the company woven into my presentation. So as the owner in the back is sitting there watching my presentation, and I'm giving him kudos for being of service to his customers and offering this event, and it's in alignment with his vision and his mission, I'm stroking him. He's feeling good. So these are some of the nuances you want to build into your presentation. And again, your audience for a fee paid is not just the people sitting in the seats. It's the person who's striking you the check. So your presentation must appeal to their interests as well. So this is one of the things that you can do to modify your presentation so that it ensures you get invited back again. And I did the same thing with ACN. When I did the presentations for ACN, I pulled up their logo, their company, presidents and founders and board. I use words that are comfortable and familiar in their culture to convey the message that I wanted to convey. So this is one of the most important things anytime you're doing any presentation, and particularly if it's a fee paid, you want to make sure that you are doing lots of research on the company and the culture of the people that you're working with. Now, what I want to share with you next is I'm going to go into the formula for producing revenue and results with your presentations. And the results that you want to reach are different. Sometimes you want to sell, sometimes you want to influence, and I'm going to take you through all of that.